Hey friends, it is Renee here and welcome to Still Moving, where we make mindful use of the moments in between. We have a yoga flow today for those of you that are stepping on your mat for the first time, or perhaps stepping on your mat for the first time in a while. It'll be a full body focused yoga flow, and we'll move through things slowly and go through some key alignment points. If you have a yoga mat, that's great, you can roll it out. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's totally fine too. Just find a surface, whether it's a towel, maybe some carpet, maybe you're even outside on the grass. Just something that offers you a little bit of traction as well as a little bit of support. And let's begin. We'll begin in a shape known as extended child's pose. So if you take the knees wide with the big toes touching, reach the arms out in front of you, and then allow the forehead to move down towards the ground. And sometimes this shape can feel like a lot in the body. If the ground feels really far away, you can prop up your head on a block if you have one, even a rolled up towel or a cushion. And it's same for behind the knees. You can always use props and things that you have around you to help support the practice. Now let's begin together with a deep breath in through the nose. And a full breath out of the mouth. One more just like that, in through the nose. Open your mouth and breathe out. And this time we'll inhale through the nose. And then through the nose we'll gently let the air escape. And let's see if we can keep our breath moving in and out through our nose as we practice. And now let's lift into a shape called tabletop. And so the shoulders come over the wrists, the knees move a little bit closer towards each other, so they're right underneath the hips, and then the feet are in the same line as the knees. We'll move through rounds of cat-cow with breath. As you inhale, we drop the belly, pull the heart through the arms, lift the chin away from the chest, and the shoulder blades are coming towards each other on the back. And then exhale, we do the opposite. We round through the spine, press the ground away from you with your hands and with your shins. Inhale, belly drops, heart pulls forward, chin lifts. Exhale, chin comes towards the chest and we round through the spine. One more just like that. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the chin. And then exhale, round the spine, take the chin into the chest. And now come to a neutral spine. What I'd like you to do is reach your left leg back. The left foot is lifted. It doesn't need to be lifted really high. It can just be lifted a couple of inches even off the mat. I think about the belly drawing in and the tailbone lengthening towards the lifted heel. And then maybe we play with reaching the right arm forward. Creating a balance just on the left hand and the right shin. It's okay if it feels tricky and you need to take the right hand or the left leg back down at any point. I always like to think of yoga less about being graceful in the body and more about being graceful in the mind. How do I meet myself through all of these moments, and how easily can I get back in whenever I fall out? Okay, place the right hand down, left leg goes back down. This time we extend the right leg back, point through the toes. All right, belly in. You can even feel the front ribs kind of come towards each other in the front of the body. And then reach the left arm forward. Thinking about length from the right toes to the left fingertips. Keep the gaze steady. Can we keep the breath steady? You're doing great. Left hand down, right leg down. Tuck the toes. I want you to walk the hands, probably one full handprint forward. We're going to come to downward facing dog. So we pick the hips up and back. And at its most basic, you can think of this as an upside down V. My ears are in line with the biceps. And in my body, I like to keep the heels lifted and the knees bent. Thinking less about driving the heels down towards the ground and more about finding length through the spine. And like feeling the tops of the thigh bones press back as the tailbone lifts up towards the ceiling or sky. breathe in together through the nose. And then through the nose, we breathe out. Okay, lift the right leg up. And then look forward. We're going to step the right foot all the way up to the right thumb tip. So it's a little off center. And if the foot doesn't make it all the way, that's fine. You can use your right hand and just help carry it up a little. Lower the back knee down. Keep the back toes tucked and reach your arms up. And keeping the back toes tucked, you can do lots of things. One of the things it can help us do is to support the back knee a little more. And if you need more support with the back knee, again, maybe you take a cushion or a rolled up towel. And you create some even breaths in and out through the nose. And then we're going to bend the elbows out to the sides. This is known as a cactus arm. So we bend the elbows out to the sides. It's just though your upper arms are pressing the air down and using that as leverage to lift the chest up. Really nice. And this time as you reach the arms up, what I'd like you to do is tuck the back toes. And you're going to take a little bit of an energetic push here. See if we can pick up the back knee, come into crescent lunge. And then take the hands all the way back down. Step back to a high plank. This is the top of a push-up. And then child's pose. Knees wide, untuck the toes, take the hips back towards the heels. And come through tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, hips back. And through the nose we breathe in. Through the nose we breathe out. And feel yourself spreading through your fingers. Gripping the mat with all 10 finger pads. And really feeling yourself grounding into the inner lines of the hand. So the knuckle of the first finger and thumb are especially grounded down. Lift the left leg up. And then as you look forward, the left foot steps towards the left thumb tip. So it's a little off of center. And again, if you need to use your hands to help bring the foot up to the top, go for it. Lower the back knee down, keep the back toes tucked, and reach your arms up. How is the breath? How is the gaze? And how is the mind? I notice all of those things for me are often connected. When my breath starts to get uneasy and when my gaze is looking around, I notice my mind is often distracted. And notice what happens if we steady the gaze to one point and if we steady the breath in and out of the nose. See if that in any way helps the mind stay a little more present. And bend the elbows out to the side, find the cactus arm. Really nice. And then as you reach the arms back up, the back toes are tucked. We take that little push to see if we can lift the back knee all the way up. The front knee stays deeply bent. And then take the hands down. Step back to a high plank, top of a push-up. Right, lower your knees down so you're in a supported plank. And then start to bend the elbows straight back. We're gonna lower our chest all the way down. Untuck the toes, press into the tops of the feet. I'd like you to roll the shoulders up and back, and then lift your chest, come into baby cobra. If there's very little weight in the hands here, you might even experiment with taking the hands up off of the ground. And keep pressing into the tops of the feet so much that you feel the knees lift, the thigh bones are really active. Child's pose, press into the hands, take the knees a little wider, take the hips back, forehead down. Come forward to a tabletop, downward facing dog, tuck the toes, take the hips back. We're gonna walk the hands all the way towards our feet. You can keep the knees as bent as you need to keep the spine long. And then hands can come to blocks if you have them, or shins, lift up halfway in the chest. And so we're thinking about extending the spine forward, getting really long through the spine and long through the front of the chest. And then fold forward. Now let's rise to stand with one big breath in. It's like the chest is leading this. So as we rise all the way up, we reach the arms all the way up, reach the gaze all the way up. The hands can meet in a high prayer, so the palms are touching, and then bring the prayer in towards the chest. Really nice. Let's move through a few rounds of half salutation. So as we inhale, we reach the arms all the way up. The arms can sweep out to the sides or they can sweep forward. And as we exhale, we fold over our legs. Again, keep the knees as bent as you need to keep the spine long. Lift up halfway with a breath in, hands to shins, pull the front of the chest forward. And then fold forward and empty the breath. Rise to stand, sweep the arms forward or out to the sides, reach up, look up, hands meet in a high prayer, and then exhale, hands come back to prayer in the center of the chest. Really nice. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. Lift up halfway. Keep the back of the neck long as you keep the spine long. And then exhale, fold. Rise to stand. The arms sweep tall. The gaze reaches up, palms touch. And then exhale, hands meet a prayer in the center of the chest. And now this time we'll reach the arms up. Fold forward. Hands to shins as we lift the chest halfway. The chest and the gaze are moving towards the front of the mat. And then as you exhale, pull the hands back out to downward facing dog. So we walk the hands out. And again, the heels can stay lifted, knees can stay bent, ears in line with biceps. Reach the right leg up. Look forward, step the right foot forward. And again, to the right thumb tip. So it's a little off of center. It will help with balance. And this time we're going to keep the back knee lifted. Reach the arms up into crescent lunge. Bend the elbows out to the sides. Find that cactus arm. Reach the arms back up. And then warrior two. We spin the back heel flat. Reach the arms out to the sides. Right, so the toes of the front foot are facing forward. The right knee is broadening out to the right. Right, so it's kind of tracking more towards the pinky toe edge of the foot than it is the big toe. You can think of the back foot as either parallel to the back of the mat or slightly turned in. Right, feel the left collarbone broaden out to the left. Steady the gaze at one point over your front hand. Gently breathe. There can be so much to focus on in these shapes. If anything, just focus on the breath, focus on the gaze. Now we're going to flip the front palm so it faces up. Take the back hand towards the back thigh and then reach the right arm up and back. This is reverse warrior. And then take the hands down, spin back onto the ball of the back foot. Step the right foot back to a high plank. Lower the knees to supported plank, bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down. Untuck the toes, press into the tops of the feet, feel the thighs active, roll the shoulders up and back, lift the chest, baby cobra. Child's pose. Press the hips back to the heels. Come forward through tabletop, shoulders over wrists. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, pick up the knees, take the hips back. Lift the left leg. Look forward, step the left foot forward. Keep the back knee lifted, reach the arms up. And if balance feels tricky, you could take the left foot a little further off to the left, and if you need to keep the back knee lower instead, go for it. And be in the practice of creating the practice in a way that feels good for your body. And bend the elbows out to the sides, cactus the arms. Reach the arms back up. Warrior two. So the back heel spins flat, arms open out. And the chest is starting to move a little more towards the right side of your space. And spread the fingers, steady the gaze. Feel an engagement in the inner thighs, like they're pulling together. That energy, as everything pulls together, you feel like the whole trunk of your body, the spine can really grow tall out of the pelvis. And then flip your front palm, Right hand moves to the side of the right thigh, reach the left arm up and back, reverse, stretch through the left side of the body. And then as you take the hands down, the back heel picks back up, step back to a high plank, lower the knees, bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down, untuck the toes, press into the tops of the feet, lift the chest, baby cobra, child's pose. And from child's pose, come up to a tabletop. Cross the ankles, sit the hips back, and reach the legs out in front of you. What I'd like you to do is bring the left knee up in towards the chest. It might come a little bit of the way, it might come a lot of the way. See if you can just keep the spine really tall. And then take the left fingertips behind you, right, using that to keep lifting the chest up. Reach the right arm up, and then take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. We're just taking a seated twist. Notice how easy it can be for the spine to round. Keep pressing into the left fingertips, keep allowing the spine to grow tall, and then revolving the body around the trunk. Really nice. And as you come back to center, unravel, let the left knee just fall out to the left, and then fold your upper body over your right leg. You can keep the right foot flexed so the toes are moving back to the face. And you can also keep the right knee a little bent, right? Especially if you start to feel any pain in the lower back, thinking about keeping the leg bent and keeping the spine long. And slowly walk the hands back. Lengthen the left leg out in front of you. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, any amount where you can still keep the spine long. Take the right fingertips back, reach the left arm up, and then we twist. We take the left elbow to the outside of the right leg and revolve our body over to the right. How tricky the mind can be if it's taking you to a moment other than this one. Steady the gaze to a point and steady the breath. And then as you come back through center, unravel. Let the right knee just drop off to the right, and then fold the body over the left leg, any amount. So much of this practice can be focused on what it looks like. Think less about what it looks like. What does it feel like in your body? You don't need to get your head all the way down to your shin in order to feel a nice release and stretch through the left hamstring. We don't need to force ourselves into any shape. We just let our body communicate with us. We let our body guide us in the practice. Gently walk the hands back. Reach the right leg out in front of you. If you need to move a little further to the top of your mat to lay all the way back down, do that, but we'll lie back. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Take the knees out to the sides. And take your left hand to your chest, your right hand to your belly. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes in this moment. Just connecting in with the sense of your heart beating underneath your left hand. The breath moving your belly underneath your right hand. Finding a moment of gratitude for your body, for however it's shown up for you in this practice. And lengthen the legs out straight. Take them apart from each other. So the legs are out long and wide, the feet can gently fall open. You can keep your hands on your body if you like. If you'd like to reach them out to the sides, you can, palms face up. This is the shape of Shavasana. It's a shape of rest, of integration. You just allow the body to settle into a moment of much deserved rest. Now I invite you to stay in this shape of rest for as long as feels good for you. If you are ready to move about your day, you can reach your arms up overhead like a big morning stretch. Get long through the body, point the toes. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. Roll over onto your left side. And the left arm can reach up, so you can use the left bicep like a pillow, and then use the right hand to gently press yourself up to a seat. Take any comfortable seat. Just allow your hands to rest heavy on your thighs so the shoulders can be soft. Grow tall through the spine. Let's complete our practice with a deep breath in through the nose. And a full breath out of the mouth. And then gently open your eyes. And thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. If you have any questions about this practice or the practice, wherever you're at in your yoga journey, please feel free to, you can ask me in the comments, you can send me a message, whatever works for you. I'm excited to support you in this practice however I can. But thank you and have a beautiful day.